Most guys are completely lost about what truly makes a woman want to be intimate with one man, while she ignores countless others. They think it's about what's in your wallet or your social standing. That assumption is why they keep coming up empty. Ancient strategists grasp the deeper truth. Real influence operates on unseen principles, not surface illusions. When a woman chooses a partner, she is guided by those same hidden rules. She won't spell them out for you. But if you're blind to them, you'll keep striving while other men, often less accomplished than you, succeed effortlessly. Today, you will learn those rules. The 4 silent forces that determine everything. Why one man makes her feel secure, while another leaves her feeling uncertain. Why some men electrify her spirit and others dull her senses. Why her decisions evolve as she grows and her life changes, and why, in the end, she only truly opens up to a man who makes her feel more womanly, more vibrant, more authentically herself. By the end of this, you'll understand how to stop wondering, stop pursuing, and instead transform into the man she naturally feels drawn to give herself to. Let's begin. The first hidden force is this. A woman connects intimately with a man who provides emotional security. Her body doesn't respond to arguments or reason. It doesn't yield to flattery, presents, or relentless pursuit. It yields when she feels a profound sense of safety she can't fully articulate. Emotional security is the unspoken prerequisite for true closeness. When she contemplates being with you, her conscious thoughts might say one thing, but her primal intuition is asking, can I trust this man with my deepest self? Can I be open with him, not just physically, but with my heart, without later regret? Most men stumble here because they mistake security for passivity. They think being pleasant, constantly agreeing, and always accessible will make her feel protected. It does not. In fact, it creates the opposite effect. When you're too pliable, when you lack a firm core, when you're eager to appease, she senses uncertainty. Her subconscious interprets this as risk, as instability, and her instinct responds by closing off. Genuine emotional security isn't about being soft. It's about being solid. It's the steady strength of a man who remains calm under stress. The poise of a man who doesn't retreat when challenged. The integrity of a man who keeps his own promises. That's when her intuition whispers, here, I can relax. Here, I can express my femininity. Here, I can offer myself without fear. Consider this. For a woman, intimacy represents the ultimate openness. She is essentially placing herself in your hands, trusting you with her physical self, her emotional state, sometimes her future path. Her unconscious mind is constantly evaluating you for signals. Do you honor her limits? Are your actions reliable? Do you hear her without criticism? Do you manage pressure without falling apart? Each silent answer builds a bedrock of trust. And the instant she feels that foundation is immovable, genuine attraction emerges effortlessly. A master strategist would say, authority isn't about loud displays, it's about belief. The capable leader doesn't shout that he will guard his kingdom. His very demeanor makes them believe it. The same principle applies here. You don't persuade a woman you're safe with speeches. You demonstrate it through your bearing, through the way you hold steady when others waver, through the way you remain centered when feelings run high. Let's apply this. Imagine you're together. She shares a past experience that caused her pain. The common reaction is to try and solve it, to declare, I'd never hurt you like that. That's a misstep. It comes off as needy. What she truly needs to feel is that you are present, that her openness doesn't overwhelm you, that you can contain her feelings without faltering. When you listen calmly, when you accept her experience without critique, when you don't try to win her with pledges, her entire being softens. She feels secure. Another scenario, she challenges you. A sharp comment, a teasing prod. Many men react with defensiveness, arguing to prove a point, or worse, apologizing for no reason. But the man who stays poised, offers a slight smile, maybe playfully reframes a moment, signals something powerful. He signals unwavering self-assurance. He shows that her intensity cannot unsettle him. And in that moment, she paradoxically feels safe. Safe to be feminine because she knows his masculine core is steadfast. So, here's your action plan. To make a woman feel secure enough to open up to you, cultivate 3 traits: reliability, calmness, and boundary awareness. Reliability means your words and actions are aligned. Calmness means her provocations never shake your center. Boundary awareness means you treasure her openness without rushing to take advantage. When you live these qualities, you trigger her deepest instinct. She ceases debating whether she can trust you, and her body decides for her. She starts to move closer. She starts to let her guard down. She starts to yearn for connection, because safety is the ground where real longing grows. Remember this. Women don't share themselves with men just because they're the most handsome in the room. They share themselves with men who make their feminine essence feel cherished and guarded. The man who can embrace her without weakening. The man who remains anchored when her feelings swell. The man who shows her that letting go isn't a danger, but a liberation. The second hidden force is this. A woman is drawn to a man who stirs powerful feelings within her. Attraction isn't born from total comfort. It isn't born from utter predictability. Attraction thrives on dynamic tension, on contrast, in moments where her pulse quickens because the next moment is unknown. Many men believe that being reliably kind, reachable, and accommodating will eventually earn them intimacy. That's a fantasy. What truly occurs is the reverse. Predictability smothers spark. If she can anticipate your every move, if you're utterly transparent, she may appreciate you. She may even care for you, but she will never deeply crave you. Craving springs from emotional depth. It comes from the thrill of the unknown, the excitement of surprise, the raw allure of a man who cannot be entirely predicted. Think of women who claim they want no drama, yet return to a man who engaged them, who kept them on their toes, who created peaks and valleys. Why? Because their nervous system is designed to respond to intensity. It's not about logic. It's about biology. When her emotions surge, her body releases bonding chemicals linked to the source of that surge. Like a thrill seeker hooked on risk, a woman can become captivated by the man who knows how to move her feelings. An ancient thinker noted it's more effective to command awe than mere affection if you can of both. Why? Because awe creates a compelling tension that maintains respect. Applied to connection, it means this. It's more powerful to stir her emotions, even complex ones, than to lull her with monotony, because boredom is the true enemy of desire. Let's be precise. This doesn't mean you should be unkind or play immature mind games. Intensity is about contrast, not cruelty. It's about warmth followed by purposeful space. It's about shared laughter followed by thoughtful quiet. It's about giving her an experience she couldn't have scripted. Envision this. You're with a woman, and the vibe is good. Most men would drown her in attention, scared to lose a connection. Instead, you gently pull back. Let a quiet moment linger. Let her wonder about your thoughts. Suddenly, her system reacts. She feels a pull. She feels intrigue. That silence, instead of creating distance, draws her in because it's filled with the energy of your presence. Or picture playfully challenging her viewpoint, not to fight, but to engage her mind. She laughs. She pushes back. She feels truly alive in that exchange. That emotional spike leaves a mark far deeper than any flat compliment ever could. The common error is believing women want endless pleasantness. They don't. They want authenticity. They want vibrancy. They want to feel something genuine. When you can offer her both security and intensity, you become impossible to forget because you speak to both parts of her nature, the part that seeks shelter and the part that yearns to be awakened. Here's what history strategists would tell you. People cherish most what affects them deeply, even if the feeling isn't always comfortable. A leader who inspires awe, even a respectful wariness, is remembered. A leader who fades into the scenery is forgotten. With women, the same rule applies. If you could be the man who lights a fire in her emotions, you become the man her soul recalls in the quiet hours. Your move is this. Stop fearing her responses. Stop dulling every interesting edge. Stop filling every pause. Stop offering only what is easy. Instead, embrace respectful challenge. Disagree when it's truthful. Tease when it's playful. Create space when she expects you to crowd in. Provide the contrast that generates heat. A woman who feels nothing will never give herself to you. But a woman whose emotions are alive in your presence will find herself returning to the source of that feeling. The third hidden force is this. A woman's choice of partner is shaped by survival instincts that evolve over time. Here's a tough reality many men miss. A woman's attraction isn't static. It transforms with her age, her situation, and her current chapter in life. If you don't grasp this, you'll always be using the wrong approach. At 22, she might choose a free spirit, the artist with little means, the man who feels like a journey. Why? Because her biology signals she has time. She can discover. She can sample unpredictability. Her survival mode is about exploration. But at 32, that same woman might overlook that free spirit entirely. Now her inner guidance pushes her towards stability, safety, and a man who can create something durable. Her survival mode has shifted. Now it's about securing what comes next. This isn't being fickle. It's nature. Hormones, maturity, and context reshape her desires without her full awareness. This is why the man who captivated her at 22 might be overlooked at 32, and the man she once passed by may now seem essential. A tactical genius advised leaders to always assess the landscape before acting. The same wisdom applies here. If you don't understand the terrain she's navigating, her life stage, her needs, her concerns, you'll use the wrong tools. Offering adventure when she seeks stability will fall flat. Offering stability when she craves adventure will seem dull. Here is the strategy. Learn to discern her current position. Listen to her language. Observe her vibe. If she talks of spontaneity, freedom, living for now, she's in discovery mode. Show her passion, new sensations, and vibrant energy. If she speaks of tomorrow, home, and certainty, she's in nesting mode. Show her purpose, consistency, and emotional reliability. But the truly adept man doesn't confine himself to one role. He can navigate between both. He can be the adventure when she desires it and the anchor when she requires it. He can hold excitement in one hand and comfort in the other. That duality makes him irreplaceable. Because here's the secret. The most remarkable women don't desire only safety, and they don't desire only thrill. They desire a man who can embody both. A man who can be both flame and fortress. A man who adapts like a river, yet never loses his essence. So hold this truth. Survival is the most fundamental filter for desire. If you can read it, align with it, and still remain uniquely yourself, you become a man who doesn't just attract her for a season. You become the man she cannot imagine releasing in any season. The fourth hidden force is this. A woman gives herself completely only to the man who feels fated. Every woman intuitively knows you desire her. She knows you want her closeness, her intimacy, her full surrender. But she will never offer it simply because you requested it. She offers it when she feels it's the only possible outcome. When her instincts, her emotions, her survival assessment, and her attraction merge into one undeniable truth. This man is inevitable. This is where most men falter. They ask, they bargain. They try to justify their worth. And every syllable diminishes desire because asking makes you a choice. And choices can be replaced. But the man who grasps inevitability, he doesn't chase. He doesn't coax. He cultivates an environment so potent, so magnetic, that her giving feels like her own discovery. In her mind, she isn't yielding. She's choosing. But in truth, you shape that choice from the start. Great strategists taught that real power isn't seized by aggression. It's secured through perception, by making people believe their decision to follow was their own. That's how leaders won unbreakable loyalty. In the same way, the man who masters this principle secures a desire that cannot be refused. How is it done? You control the tempo. You don't overwhelm her with constant focus. Your attention becomes valuable, unpredictable, like a sudden streak of light in the night. You offer presence only when she invests effort. You carry yourself as though your company is a privilege, not a plea. And when you finally lean in, when you make contact, when you offer praise, when you give, her entire being reacts as if it has attained something rare. Here's the paradox. The less you ask for, the more she provides. The less you explain yourself, the more she commits. The more you hold back with quiet confidence, the more she feels driven to bridge the gap. She begins competing, not with other women, but with her own doubts. Am I worthy of him? Have I done enough? Could I lose him? And that internal quest pushes her to give more, to pursue more actively, to surrender more profoundly. At this stage, you move beyond simple attraction. You become her focus. Not because you demanded it, but because you allowed her to feel it was meant to be. And a sense of destiny is the one force the human heart cannot defy. Women do not yield to men who ask. They yield to men who embody inevitability. So understand this ultimate truth. Become that man. And she won't just share a moment with you. She will give you a part of herself that no one else has ever reached. You've paid close attention, and that already distinguishes you from the crowd. Most men never get this far, but you have, and now it's not just about hearing. It's about doing. Because the second you apply what you just learned, you cease to be the man you were. You now understand the silent reasons women give themselves to some men and refuse others. You've seen it isn't about appearance, wealth, or chance. It's about understanding, safety, passion, timing, and essence. You possess the guide. And every step you take from here will set you apart from the masses who still plead, still pursue, still ask. Starting today, you are no longer the one who waits. You are the one who receives. You are no longer the one who bends to her will. She is the one who finds her center beside you. You no longer struggle to guess what a woman wants. You become the catalyst that ignites that want. The man who inspires her to offer herself willingly, passionately, wholly. So carry this with you always. True power doesn't compel. It emerges from being undeniable, from becoming a force that cannot be overlooked. And now, you hold that force within you. If this shifted your perspective and you're committed to becoming the man in full command of his destiny, I prepared something for you. The complete guide, crafted for the man built to be chosen. It's a strategic manual for men who want to attract, lead, and excel in their relationships and in life. Whether you're single or partnered, it's direct, potent strategy that will separate you from 99% of men. Practical wisdom you'll use daily. The link is waiting for you in the description below. And if this video connected with you, don't just keep it to yourself. Leave a comment, even a short one. It helps cement these ideas for you, and it might just guide another man who needs to hear it. Hit the like button right now if you found this valuable, and share it with a friend you believe could use this clarity today. Trust your gut. We're all working to become more solid, more clear within ourselves. Let's forge minds that cannot be broken.